Hey everybody, I'm Scott Weichel. You're listening to My Kind of Country. Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday night. My special guest tonight comes all the way from California, and he's got a brand new CD that we're going to talk about and play a bunch of the songs from the album for you. And man, he is a great singer and songwriter, and I've known about his music for many years, and it's a pleasure to have him on the show tonight. This is George Highfill. George, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great, and it's good to talk to you. It's been several years since we did an interview. I can't remember how many years ago, but I really appreciated that, and appreciate you doing this one. This is great to be on the air with you.
Well, it's an honor, and I want to thank you for sending me your new CD, and I know everybody's going to love it. We're going to play a bunch of the cuts tonight, and I want to mention that your website is georgehighfill.com. We'll put that information on our Facebook page for My Kind of Country, and you can stream George's music at Amazon, Apple, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, and all the other streaming platforms as well. George, tell me a little bit about the background of this album. I know this kind of was a unique pairing with you, with the gentleman that helped produce this for you. And give me a little bit of the background on this project.
Well, a friend of mine, I've worked in Europe the last few years a lot, simply because, it's it's just what it is. They kind of promoted my record over in out of the country here, but I was talking with him. His name is Bore Nyland, and he said, you ought to do another record. As I say, I've been working for him for several years, and he said you ought to do another record. And I kind of thought, well, why? Why should I do another record? But he talked me into it, and I got to looking around for some old songs that I had. Most of the songs on this are fairly old that I've had around for years and everything like that. So, but anyway, we did the record, and he helped me produce it, and along with my bass player from the Warner Brothers years, Paul Marshall, he helped me with it also, and we did part of it here, and then part of it, there's a lot of players from Europe on it too. So that's how it kind of started, and that's how we began, and that's how we did it.
That's great. Well, folks, the album is called Thank a Trucker, and boy, I'll tell you, that is something we need to be doing these days, because you can't look at anything around the room that didn't get here by a truck at some point. And I'll tell you that I've got a lot of friends that are truckers and have worked on the road for many years, and they deserve all the thanks that they can get, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a hard job. It really is a hard job, and I don't think people don't appreciate them as much as they should, because it is really a hard job. And anyway, Red Simpson was a pretty close friend of mine back from Bakersfield days and all that, and I always really thought a lot of him and all that. So I actually, when he did this record, I was actually going to dedicate it to him. Of course, he passed away a couple of years ago, but I was going to dedicate it, but through everyone that I was dealing with, we decided to not do that. But anyway, he was he was a good friend of mine. I really appreciated his friendship.
Oh, absolutely! What a talent too. I guess you'd call it an honor, but it was kind of a bittersweet interview. I did his last interview the day he passed away, actually. And
you're kidding me?
Yeah,
right.
Just a few hours. We did the interview, and he went in, laid down, and took a nap after that, and never woke up. So I was happy I got to talk to him. I interviewed him a couple times, but I was glad I got to do that one. But boy, what a shock! Let me tell you.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, he was a great guy. He was really, he was really good guy. I really enjoyed. Every time I get around Bakersfield, I go by and see him, and all that. So he was certainly miss him too,
Oh, absolutely. We've lost so many of the great ones, especially a lot of the Bakersfield folks. We've lost a lot of them these last few years, and but we got we got the music, and I really like. I've got your album, A Town South of Bakersfield, and then I think we did a feature on your Blue Moon Cafe album when that came out too. I really like that one too. Yeah, absolutely. Well, tell me about some of the other songs on Thank a Trucker.
Well, there's, of course, that one's If You Got It, Think a Trucker. And then this one called Long, Long, Hard, Cold Winter. I did that when I wrote that one basically for the people in Europe because, you know, there's a lot of snow over there. They generally pretty much snowed in during the winter.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a song that I wrote for them, you know. And I did this one called Too Sad to Sing, which was actually written by the guy that helped me produce it, Paul Marshall, and Butch Hendricks actually wrote that. He passed away not long ago. But anyway, it's a great song, and I like doing that one. And I'm Not Making a Living. I had done that one. I just wrote that. A friend of mine at one point, I was back in Oklahoma, and I said, "How are you doing?" He said, "I'm not making a living. We're just living on what I make." So, so I kind of got that from him. So that's how that one came up. And let's see, Two Merles and a Buck. That one was, I wrote that when they were both, you know, that was in the 70s or 70s, or oh no, it was in the 80s, I guess, or 90s, when they were both still alive. Muck and Burl was still, Merle and Buck were still going in those days. But I wrote that, you know, about them and about their style of music and everything like that.
I like that one a lot, for sure.
And the others, there's one called Rowdy Will and Me. That was the first song I ever recorded. It was released on a little label out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, back in the day, and that was it was called on Alvera Records. So that was how that started, and the only reason it was kind of a I guess you would say, not exactly a gospel song, but I wrote that I can't remember, several years ago, and the Bulldogger, I'd written that one several years ago, and I thought that would probably be like kind of a line dancing song or something like that. You know, you kind of line dance to it and everything like that. And we actually nearly didn't put that one on. We were just about to cut it, actually, from putting it on the album, and we went ahead and recorded it, and it came out better than we thought, so we included it on this album. So
well, that's great.
It's pretty much it was the one that we did, "Counting on You." That was written by Bore, or we call him BJ. Actually, back several years ago, he had written that song and recorded it with his band. It was called Country Life, I think. And let's see, the other, Ants in My Pants. We all three wrote on that one. It had Paul, the producer here, and BJ over there in Europe and Scandinavia, and myself. BJ actually came up with what you would call the melody, and I kind of rewrote the words, mostly rewrote the words, and Paul just kind of did the ending of it. So that's the way that one came about.
Okay.
But I wanted to put one that we all had written on, and I wanted to put, and do that. So that's how that wound up.
Great. Well, 11 songs on this project. Thank a Trucker. You can go to georgehighfill.com. We will put that information on our Facebook page. And, of course, you can stream it at all the streaming platforms. And you have physical CDs available at your website, too, right, George?
Yes.
Perfect. And a little bit of your background. I know that you did a lot of session work for a lot of great artists. And you had an album out with Warner Brothers some years ago, too, I believe, right?
Yeah, that was years ago. 87 was when that actually came out. So that was when I was. That was produced by Pete Anderson. It was about the same time that I'd gotten on that by. There was an album put out called The Town South Bakersfield that he recorded. Dwight Yoakam was on it. I was on it, and Rosie Flores and some others, people from on the West Coast, and so so that's how that kind of, and I got pretty much signed off that CD, I guess you would say. So that started me on that, and it was kind of a short ride, but anyway, it was kind of interesting. They actually promoted the record a lot more in Europe than they did in the States, so that's kind of the reason I've been able to go to Europe as much as I have in the past few years.
Yeah, we have a lot of listeners, especially in Germany and the UK and Norway, and so
Right.
they love country music over there. I know a lot of artists go over there and play sold-out shows, and
Yeah,
we have
you're right. Yeah.
we have a lot of listeners from over there, so they'll be glad to hear this. And we repeat this show too, so we can get it at a better time zone for them. 'Cause when I go on the air, they're going to bed, but they catch a repeat. So that works out pretty good. What are some sessions that you played on?
Well, let's see, the sessions that I did. Well, actually, it was from Al Perkins had produced an album called God Loves Country Music, and I played on that one. Just played harmonica mainly on some of that stuff that they did with that. I played a little harmonica on this one that we just did and all that, and kind of hear it back on the only reason it's there, kind of buried a little bit. I didn't do any solo or anything like that, but on there. So I did some of that. So that's where that kind of came from.
Sure. Are you doing any tour dates at all?
Right now, I haven't been doing much to start. Right now, I'm trying to get a little bit more into it right now. I mean, I've been before COVID, I was going to Europe about every year, and doing quite a bit over there. But COVID really kind of slowed things up. But and that was when I started working on this record and all that like that. So hopefully it'll pick back up a little bit here and get it going a little bit better.
Well, good. I hope so too. Yeah, that really took a bite out of the entertainment industry, among other things. That's for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. Still recovering.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, this is a great album. We're going to play some of the cuts from the album. It's called Thank a Trucker. GeorgeHighfill.com is the website. And we'll put that information on our Facebook page. And George, keep us posted on any stuff you got coming up. We'll be happy to get the word out there, especially if you end up going back to Europe. I know they'd be welcoming you back over there again for sure.
Yeah, it'd be great. It's just, as I say, we just got to get everything kind of lined out here. It's kind of as I say, this is the first record I've had, and the way I did this record was they pretty much let me do it the way I wanted to do it, So all the times I've done other records, it's always you just go in and sing the songs and leave, and and that's it, and that's all they come up with the production and everything like that. But I get to pretty much call the shots as far as production and everything on this one. So I'm kind of glad that I got to do it, and so that's kind of how that all came about anyway.
Well, fantastic. Well, we're going to play some of the songs from this album for our listeners right now. And George, I want to thank you so much for taking time to be on My Kind of Country, and thanks for sending your new music to us.
Well, thank you so much for playing it, and the interviews we've done in the past, and this one. I mean, I really appreciate it, and really appreciate your kind of music.
Hey, you betcha. It's my honor. All right, here's George Highfill. This is music from the new album Thank a Trucker, as we continue with My Kind of Country.
I woke up this morning to my coffee, eggs, bacon, and toast, not giving any thought to the truckers hauling coast to coast. But they're the lifeline of the country, red, white, and blue. And if you got it, thank a trucker, 'cause they brought it to you. People wake up in the morning, they don't walk, they'll drive. They'll go to their office where they stay from 9 to 5. With two drivers in the cab of a big rig, they keep blowing on through. And if you got it, thank a trucker, 'cause they brought it to you. Beantown, shaky town, can't afford a breakdown. Keep barreling through. A flip-flop, can't stop, gotta make the last drop before I get the white line blues. And it's a lonely highway at night, thinking about the kids and the wife. Pull into the hook, get some motion, grab a bite to eat, a little relaxation. A hot cup of coffee will do. And if you gotta thank a trucker, 'cause they brought it to you. Downtown, can't let the hammer down 'cause of the road work crew. Blacktop, short hop, need to find a rest stop before I get the white line blues. And it's a lonely highway at night, there's a tourist passing me on the right. Find a quiet stretch, pull off on the shoulder, crawl into my crib, remember what I told her, I'll be home in a day or two. And if you gotta thank a trucker, 'cause they brought it to you. And if you gotta thank a trucker, 'cause they brought it to you. I used to pour out my heart in a love song, sing it with feeling, that was my thing. I haven't done that in so long, 'cause honey, since you've been gone, a love song is too sad to sing. I rearranged all the shows I've been doing. No more songs about heartbreak and pain. I hated changing my style, but at least for a while, a love song is too sad to sing. So I'll sing about barrooms and prison, America, let freedom ring. I'll sing about mama and truckers and trains, but a love song is too sad to sing. I'm trying hard to see the bright silver lining in a cloud that keeps pouring down rain. But I'm still getting wet with these tears of regret, and a love song is too sad to sing. So I'll sing about barrooms and prison, America, let freedom ring. I'll sing about mama and truckers and trains, but a love song is too sad to sing. Oh, that love song is too sad to sing. Cigarette smokes so thick in here would make a grown man cry. So you see, I've got a good excuse for the teardrops in my eyes. And no, she didn't throw me out. I like sleeping in my old truck. Bartender, here's some change for the jukebox. Play me 2 Merles and a buck. Play swinging doors and fight inside of me. Play crying time again, my friend, while I drown her memory. No, my head, it doesn't hurt. It's just a scratch on a little cut. Hey waitress, here's some change for the jukebox. Play me 2 Merles and a buck. The atmosphere's so thick in here, you cut it with a knife. Here's to your lady, my friend, and my soon-to-be ex-wife. And no, I'm not looking to fight, but hey, don't push your luck. Hey buddy, here's some change for the jukebox. Play me 2 Merles and a buck. Play swinging doors and fight inside of me. Play crying time again, my friend, while I drown her memory. And no, my head, it doesn't hurt. It's just a scratch on a little cut. Hey waitress, here's some change for the jukebox. Play me 2 Merles and a buck. Hey, here's some change for the jukebox. Play some real country from Merle and Buck. A long time ago, I heard it on the radio, an upbeat swinging sound I just had to get to know. The fiddles were so smooth, man, I just had to move. The rhythm got inside me from my hat down to my boots. And I get ants in my pants when I hear western swing. It makes me wanna dance and even try to sing. I can't sit still on this bar stool. I jump to my feet like a crazy fool with ants in my pants to the music called western swing. played the fiddle too. Leon played the steel guitar, Tommy Duncan sang the tunes. KVOO would let folks know when they were coming to their town. Texas Playboys were the best, and I still love that swinging sound. I get ants in my pants when I hear Western swing. It makes me wanna dance and even try to sing. I can't sit still on this bar stool. I jump to my feet like a crazy fool with ants in my pants to the music called Western swing. And I get ants in my pants when I hear Western swing. It makes me wanna dance and even try to sing. I can't sit still on this bar stool. I jump to my feet like a crazy fool with ants in my pants to the music called Western swing. Rose of San Antonio, won't you take me back to Tulsa? Time changes everything, and I'm still crazy about Western swing.